Good evening, people. Welcome in. I'm Sentient Dessert. We're gonna get right into some Final Fantasy XIV. And I feel like a radio DJ that's on a jazz station right now. So, last time didn't really go the best. I was not feeling very well. And we only got through a couple of duties. So, let us pop down over into this. We have, well, doing some online stuff to advance to... Hey, welcome in, Haas. Thank you for the follow. Glad to have you here. About to head into doing some dungeons. Well, we're going to do the Battle on the Big Bridge, which is... trial. Pretty sure it's a trial. Battle on the Big Bridge, there it is. This is unlocked through the side quest of the Hildebrand. When you hit level 50, it should just be available to unlock in Ul'dah. You just follow the quest line until you reach the point where you get introduced to Gilgamesh. I know that might sound like a spoiler, but considering he's the boss that we're going to be fighting momentarily, it's not really a spoiler at that point. Don't need to do that. 3 collectors. Okay. That's why I ended up back here. So we have got the Battle on the Big Bridge, and we've got the Keeper of the Lake to get through. Keeper of the Lake is the last dungeon before we start heading into Heavensward content. It's a really fun dungeon. Like many of the level 50 dungeons, it's a lot easier now, but that's okay. It's still fun, and you can still wipe, so worth paying attention to stuff. So while we wait for this queue to go forward, let's see who else is online. We're gonna look for stuff to kill. I do apologize for not being as active the past couple weeks. It's been trying to get used to having Mom back. And I'm taking care of her more now. But she's becoming more and more independent as she heals. Which is very good. It would have been on Monday except for the fact that I had a double root canal Monday morning. And I was still heavily under the influence of, what is it, triazolam? Because I cannot be conscious for any dental work. That is a long story in itself, probably for another stream. And right now I'm just flying around and looking for various things to kill for my hunt log. Alright, so Battle on the Big Bridge is going to be one of two, if I recall, one of 2 trials that you unlock with the Hildebrand quests. The other one I do not remember the name of. But it brings back 2 characters from Final Fantasy VI. Typhon and Ultros. At least I think they were from 6. Oh. Here I am flying all over the place and I completely skip where I want to go. So in addition to taking care of everything, I'm also trying to get other projects started. I've got one of those brains that, you know, once I get started on a project, I need to focus on it without interruption for a while in order to make any headway. And that's been rather difficult with being beck and call most of the day. I've been a little frustrated in that department. Hey, it's Null. I make it a habit to try to shout out when I run across the B ranks if I don't need them. Because I've been searching in the past for B ranks, only to have somebody... I'll fly up right as somebody's killing the target after I've been shouting in the zone for a little bit. And there are maps available online that show all of the spawn points. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you have the ability to check all of them quickly. And with a B rank, if it gets killed, then it immediately spawns again elsewhere in the zone. Which is good for people that are trying to find it, or in the previously mentioned setup, people are killing without regard to other people that need it. And of course, you got the people that are doing achievement grinds. I will not be doing achievement grinds on this character. Hey, what's up? Thank you for the consume liquid. Liquid has been consumed. I'm just currently waiting for a queue to pop so that we can go in and kick the crap out of Gilgamesh. Because who doesn't want to kill one of the greatest? Probably the oldest hero of Writ. Hey, it's the Leech King. Letting people know where the Leech King is, in case they need to kill it. But yeah, we got the 2 tanks we need, which is actually a little odd. Normally the tanks take the longer time. I've been doing so-so, I guess. I had a double root canal on Monday, so I've been kind of out of the works. I was gonna stream Monday, but the meds were residually in my system, and that stuff's powerful. I did set up my camera to record myself being dropped off home because, you know, one of the side effects of the medication is no memory, which is what I need for dental work. And so I set up the camera to record myself coming home and see if there's anything weird that I do or say. But nope, I just like plop down, and my brother came and took me there and brought me home, and everything was good. Battle on the big bridge. Okay, we're going to be heading in, and I'm going to try to recite as well as I remember this fight. The battle on the big bridge. I'd watch that, except it is exposition and storyline. Alright, so this is the first Gilgamesh fight. Gilgamesh is a boss that happens in 2 phases. And he's got his little friend Enkidu here. Okay. I'm gonna pull. Other tank has popped. They are not... Okay, they're generating more threat than me, so... Now, you gotta watch out for Enkidu in here. I'm gonna drop Iron Will and let the other tank it. This first part is Scottish accent in the middle of doing a... I will get to that after the dungeon. Alright, so first phase is done. Second phase, he's going to be doing all sorts of special things around us. I believe he's going to transform some of us into small things. Nope, this is the chase part. So, we just keep running. We're supposed to keep running. Get both groups. Ideally, once the phase transition happens, everybody moves as one and you pull everything up to the second area, and then you continue fighting with Gilgamesh, who has multiple versions of Enkidu out now. And he's healed himself up. So. Alright, here is where mechanics come into play. I'll explain them as they appear. Okay, you have these swirls on the ground. If you get turned into a chicken, you need to head into the swirls. I'm sorry, if you get turned into a toad, you need to head into the swirls. Because you will take less damage from the wind slash. Oh, let's take that one out. Oh, we didn't take that one out. But you are going to be constantly chased by a chicken while you're in toad form. Wow, this goes so much faster. Okay. So, that was Battle on the Big Bridge. Wow, that was fast. Alright. Alright, you want me to talk in Scottish? So we're gonna stay in Scottish. Just for a little bit. Now, my Scottish is a little... It's influenced a lot by that horrible movie with Mel Gibson. I've been watching a lot of British stuff as well. And yes, Scotland is still part of Great Britain. I was not out here. I'm gonna head back and start doing my other stuff, because our next thing that we gotta do is the Rising Chorus, which takes us to the Keeper of the Lake. But we'll do that after I'm done with the Scottish accent, because once I queue, we're probably gonna go straight in. Well, a few Scottish people that I've been listening to, one of them is Frankie Boyle, and I do not think that I can manage his accent. Not quite as every accent is a little different. This is not where I want it to be. I wanted to go to the next zone over. So, yes, I have a little bit of practice under my belt for doing the Scottish. And if you're not there, I'm not going to be very pleased with you. Because talking in the accent is more for the people that come in than it is for myself, mostly. I mean, granted, I can always do with a little bit more practice, but now if you ask me to speak in a Welsh accent, that would be a little bit harder. Because they all kind of live in the same place, can sometimes slip into Irish. I try not to. The Lake Cobra is down. But the last one. No, I need 5 of them. Alright, I think that's enough of talking in Scottish. At least for right now. We're gonna be doing this. Come to the dungeons. Now I know it's not the last one on the list because there were more that came out after, but Keeper of the Lake is the last dungeon that we actually have to do in the storyline. And then we've got one more trial, and then we are into Heavensward content, I believe. Well, we got storyline to go through, but okay. The Keeper of the Lake. Welcome in for some fun. This duty actually has some lore that goes with it for 1.0. So if you are inclined, you can go look that up on YouTube, or look it up on the wiki and find out what happened with this. So, first pull, you gotta do a small pull. Second pull, second pull is going to be the big one. But back in the day, even with crap gear, you could do a large pull. That drops, do that. We'll grab the Son of the Keeper. This. Do this. Threat is established. And we pop some cooldowns just so we don't die. The healer dropped his holy a little bit too far away to hit anything. And there goes holy. Still too far away. Alright, so that is, I think, the largest play you can do in this. After that, you've got this little section of enemies and then the boss. The first boss in this one actually makes me think of a very obscure Square game. What is it? Einlander? Was in the side-scrolling shoot-'em-up style. And you can probably guess why. The one-hander. Alright, so with this boss, you see the guys flying up above. They are going to be dropping these bombs. The bombs take damage, they'll explode. If they're small bombs, they will explode for a small section around them. So what you can do is knock them out of the way. Because any damage to them from the boss causes them to explode. They will gradually shift out. You do not want to be in front of him for the attacks. Next one's coming in. Flops out, so knock that one out of the way. Gotta eat the hit. Now it's the main ceruleum tanks that you do not want them to take damage. Or if they do, be ready to pop a cooldown. Not as detrimental as it used to be. It's still kind of detrimental. Lots of damage grade wide. And they'll do a draw-in effect that brings all of us and the tanks in. If you're a DPS or the healer, you do not want to be standing next to any of the tanks because the boss will target a ground AoE at somebody that's not the tank. And if it goes off, they can start a chain reaction among all of the tanks. So this red mage is actually doing a decent job of not getting anything hit. So this is kind of that was a good run. That was a very good kill. First boss down. I will always take the treasure coffer because I can use the seals. Alright, this next section. Make it through this section, you need to unlock the Magitek terminal. To unlock the Magitek terminal, you need the key. And how do you get the key? You kill things. At least I think they drop a key. This might be the one that doesn't have the keys. Oh, there it is. Last guy. Pick up the key. They use the key, it drops this. Alright, next section. So, you've got this field, and you need to kill the Colossus. What you do, you engage with everything. Can't really target the Colossus. So you come over to this Magitek field thing, and you kill it before everything else. It doesn't have as much health, And as soon as it's dead, then you engage the Colossus. You can taunt it over to you, or you can shield lob. But you may just have to go over and pick it up because it doesn't want to move. I forget if the Colossus drops the key or if it's just the last one that dies drops the key. Alright. So there will be another one like this. The difference is there will be a ranged attacker in the group. Gosh, that's annoying. Okay, so as soon as that's down, I'm gonna go straight for the healer. I'm gonna pull everything back to the signifier since it's the ranged attacker. We beat everything down. Pop a few cooldowns. As the healer is okay, I am going to need to ask the healer a question after this. Because Cure 3 is not a spell that you want to be using often. It's a very situational spell. It's a targeted AoE. So if you do not have a large group of people to be healing, it has less effectiveness than Cure 2 when it comes to efficacy. Okay, second boss. Gunship. Gunship will target players. Gunship will have a frontal cone attack called Flamethrower. Be careful with this one because the normal strategy is to dodge out and then dodge back after it starts. In this one, you gotta dodge out and stay out until he's done. Alternately, he will target somebody random in the party and will do a bombing run. It leaves fire on the ground. Ads need to be killed ASAP. And you kinda don't want to be standing in the fire. So let's do that on you. Run over here. I just used cover on... There's our healer going down. We can still technically do this. As long as DPS... No, this is gonna be a wipe in this one. So the ads actually do considerable amount of damage. Yep, I'm down. Kudos to them if they finish this fight. But there's gonna be a second group of ads that's going to spawn. There's the next bombing run. There's a Vanguard, and the Vanguard is going to make short work of both of them. As soon as it reaches them, it's going to be 1 or 2 hits. Yep. Alright, so... Resurrect and run back. Oh, you want to... Always takes you to the last boss that you killed, so you gotta continue. Looks like the red mage is gonna want to res when we get there. Or they were just loading slowly. There's no point in really charging because we gotta wait for the last person to get there. But it's a really cool location. You have time to explore some of these dungeons, and I wish that we could look straight up so that we could actually see everything that they put into the dungeons, but I do not understand why that's not an option. Even if you go first person mode. Nope, that's as high as you can go. So we will clear this boss momentarily, and the last boss is going to be the fun one. He's kind of like 3 bosses in one. Right. Round 2, let's go. So, boss will have a frontal cleave. It's a flamethrower that will be constantly going the entire time that it's casting. You will target a random character, random player, and move to the edge, and then drop a line of fire towards that player. As soon as he starts moving and dropping the fire, people can move out of the way. But it's best to do it along the edge and not through the middle of the arena like that. Ads are up, ads need to die. Go after the healer. I'm going to try to pull him off the healer. Okay, doing fire on Red Mage. Red Mage did what they were supposed to do. Now they just need to get out of the fire. Okay. Boss will target a random person to hit with an AoE. Get Signifier dead. Alright. Always try to keep the boss facing away from the party because of that frontal cone. Boss is going to charge. Boss is going to target somebody. I can't. Nope, you're down. At least we have a battle res. Carpet bomb on the healer. Alright. Boss is almost to the point where it's going to summon the ad. Once the ad is up, pick it up as tank, so it doesn't run around and kill people. Crap. Oh no, I wasn't standing in it. I was taking damage from that thing. Okay. What the healer did is the way that you handle that boss. You get targeted with it, you run towards the edge, and then you run away as soon as the carpet bombing starts. And if you kill the boss before the Vanguard does go away. That is an acceptable thing. That is a very dangerous spot over there. And yeah, if this were the old way of doing things, this would have been a wipe, another wipe. That's okay. Made it through. Now we've got 2 or 3 pulls before we make it to the last boss. So something to be said about this section of mobs. and it's an important thing. The AoEs that are dropped like that will damage everybody. It will damage all the enemies, so if you can, as a DPS, try to stand in the middle of the enemies, because it makes these fights go a lot faster. There we go. Watch. Yep. Does about 10% life on everything it hits, which significantly speeds up the process. Next groups do the same thing. There'll be a chest over here that you can pick up if you want to. Maybe it was back there. Oh, okay. So there are 4 groups that you can pull in total. You can definitely tell the people that have been here before because they will stack in the enemies. Well, you can tell the people that know the mechanics. They will stack in the enemies, so the AoE will hit them. Alright, and we're going to get some exposition, some storyline, which we're going to skip. Alright, and now we are fighting Midgard Sormer. I wish we could watch that, but we can't. So this is a boss that takes place in 3 phases. Wait for people to finish viewing their cutscenes, because this is a fun storyline spot. I'll take care of that momentarily, after we're out of the dungeon. So, this boss has 3 phases. One phase is when it's like this. It's just the ghostly head. You dodge AoEs. There are going to be some frontal beams like that. Second phase. Be on it, grab the dragon, pull it to the edge, and try to stay sort of mid-field, because there's going to be an attack that hits half of the arena, and it will alternate between front or back. There it is. It's gonna go out, and you don't want to be running when that happens. Mirage Dragon will do random explosions around it. It will do Web of Lightning, which is a targeted AoE. Very shortly, we've got the Astray coming down, which needs to be killed by the DPS. Because if I bring the dragon over there, it's going to make things difficult with the shield generator, because they need to activate it. I will activate it. There we go. Once the shield is activated, you can't take any damage for the duration of the attack, but it's still wise to get out from under it. You got a large thing coming and you don't know how much time is left. Alright, so the Mirage Dragon is about to go down. It's going to do one last Web of Lightning. The next dragon is the fun one. Alright, we're back into phase 1, where we start beating the crap out of Midgard. once again. Outer Turmoil, he's doing damage on the back thing. Alright, second dragon is being brought up. Same tanking procedure as before, but this guy has knockbacks. And he's got Granite Rain, and he's got the Fire Circle. You gotta make sure keep the dragon someplace mobile where everybody can actually not get hit by stuff. But while all of this is going on, there's also going to be ground fire that is created in one spot. And the attacks from Midgard Stormir. Okay, popping cooldowns. Because I was going to get hit by one of those. Hey. This boss can be down to luck of where things are being dropped. Even if you know the fight, certain things can happen that just make it a pain in the butt. Now, if we can last until that next guy comes out, the next shield, we might be able to do this. Okay, so kill that thing. Get this thing down fast. Okay, I'm going to pop my hallowed ground. I'm going to use the Magitek field generator. Okay, it's up. The only way we're going to do this is if they limit break this thing. Right now... Nope. I'd say I wish the red mage were healing, but I don't think the red mage can heal at this level. Okay, I'm down, meaning they have to kill it, and then limit break the head. And if they limit break the head, alright. Nope. There we go. And that saves us the run back. And that was the Keeper of the Lake. If you want to know what happened storyline-wise, please play the game. Alright. I do not have a camera to show, so I'm just going to do 10 reps each arm. I need a camera. Eventually, when I actually have some money, I can do that. But 10 reps each arm. And now we get to go and advance storyline quests so we can get to the more pertinent battle on the bridge. So, if you made it this far in watching my videos, the first aspect of the game is going to take you through A Realm Reborn, which is basically setting the stage for the coming expansions. You have a really amazing story that goes from when you're a little newbie, when you are gained with different titles. The second stage takes you into Ishgard, I think the name of it. And there is a war that's been waging in Ishgard between Ishgardians and the dragons for thousands of years. And that is alluded to in the storyline thus far. But dragons, as you could probably tell from that last dungeon, play a role in the upcoming expansion, because you're going there to recruit allies against Garlemald. He is one hoary boulder, isn't he? So from this point forward, there's only going to be one trial remaining. And the rest is just extreme modes. And quests. Now, I did learn something interesting with the patch that happened. It was a minor update. But if you're gonna start playing the game, it's not the best time to start if you want to play with me, because my data center is shut off to new characters, because it is consistently at capacity, and they do not have the manpower right now because of COVID to go around and update all of the things. So we're just gonna have to wait for 6.0 to roll around before things change a bit more. But I can almost certainly blame the exodus from World of Warcraft for the influx to this game. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing. There have been people that don't understand that there's a completely different culture here than in World of Warcraft, and they've been harassing people. And hey, welcome in, Haas. I think that's the third time you followed. But yeah, the people that have been coming in from WoW, a portion of them have been really good. Another portion have been belligerent and have subsequently gotten banned for breaking the rules that they agreed not to break when they signed up. Whether or not they want to admit they broke the rules or not, the GMs here take harassment seriously. And if you've been paying attention to anything with the Blizzard lawsuit, you'll understand that Blizzard didn't take harassment seriously in any form, it seems. Oh, I take that back. They did take harassment seriously when it was somebody voicing support for, not necessarily voicing support, but mentioning the stuff going on in Hong Kong. They definitely jumped down those guys as if they had committed murder. and treated them very harshly. But you know, if it's harassing people within their company, if it's players harassing people, then they just didn't give a shit. And I know I've mentioned it before, but there was somebody with an extremely offensive name that I would repeatedly see in the game back in Burning Crusade, and there was nothing done about his name. So, yeah, it goes back quite a ways. And I know it was Burning Crusade because I would always see them around Shatrath. That's the only expansion that I spent time in that area. I'd honestly recommend you try this game out. If you like good storyline. So I think it's too late to get Polar Bear Mount. 26th. 25th. So if you wanted to, you could start up, get a character to 15 before tomorrow. And you could get yourself this happy little flying mount, who will probably be available in the item shop in about a year's time. Meaning that all past event mounts and minions are available in the item shop after the fact, or at least most of them have been. And the item shop is, of course, the real money for in-game items. And I think the only thing that is character affecting that's not just cosmetic is the level 80 boost or level 70 boost, one of the two. And I wholeheartedly do not endorse using those. Reason being is you don't learn how to play your class. You don't level up and you don't learn the mechanics that you need to learn to survive later fights. Like everything that I've gone through in these tutorial videos for the dungeons and the trials and whatnot. Oh, I forgot about the Chrysalis. Alright, so Chrysalis is short 8-man, I believe. It's much like Cape Westwind was. But, yeah, this one, it's an easily forgotten duty because it's so short and it's forgettable. But, no, when it comes to the level boosting, you're welcome to, and I'm sure Square would like it if you bought some of them, but I do not recommend using them because you will be almost completely useless for a little bit after you use it because you won't know your class. You won't know what you're doing. If it's your first job that you're leveling up like that, then you're going to have absolutely no idea how to handle the level 80 dungeons that are going to be unlocked for you. Because all of the mechanics build upon each other. With a few exceptions. The Chrysalis. We will skip the storyline because this is up Iron Will. Just give the one bit of information that's needed for this. So, Nabrialis. Relatively simple fight. He has a few mechanics that go with him. He teleports a lot, so this is a very frustrating fight for melee. Spark. The Tank Buster does a lot of damage to the tank. So I will pop cooldown to take less damage from that. Okay, teleports. Second phase. Okay, orbs are going to appear around the place. You want to alternate between them. You got the red, then you've got the black. Don't want to hit another black one since I just did a black one. I'll do it anyway because I'm a tank and I can take the damage. So, red, black, red, black, red, and shadow sprites will appear and need to be killed when they do appear. Now the more of those balls that hit him, the more damage he does with this attack. So not many balls hit him this time. Now he's going to start teleporting and doing frontal AoEs. Well, they toned him down a bit. He used to teleport like 5 or 6 times in a row, which I can tell you was kind of annoying. Triple. Spark. Let's go like that. Give him some cover. I'll eat some of the damage from that. Alright. When he gets low on life, he's going to create a dimensional rift. It's going to suck us all in. Tank's job in the other place, in the other dimension, is to stoke damage from falling comets. Alright, we got the second phase of this. Go around and alternate between balls. Do the tank, you can do both. You can take 2. Shadow sprites up. Kill the sprite. Alright. We've got a full limit break, and this is not a fight where you use the limit break on the boss. Using the limit break on the boss can lead to death. A lot of people will think, oh, the boss is almost dead, we can beat the timer. No, you can't. You cannot DPS your way through this fight and skip the next phase. Because I'll always have just like a sliver of life left. And I think the reason that they... There we go. Run and jump into it. Alright. So in here, there will be something that will appear. And after this first one hits, crap. I've got to get there. Get. Nope. Crap. Got it. As the tanks. Oh. Alright. So. Alright. Starting over from the beginning on this fight. This phase, alternate between red and black orbs. Red orb increases your... or it will turn into a sprite. Turns into a sprite, you kill it. But a red orb increases your magic vulnerability, a black orb increases your physical vulnerability. Shadow orb spawns, I don't think you take much damage. Could be wrong though. You do not want the orbs to reach the boss because he will do massive damage to everybody. Let's come over here and we're going to cover one of the healers. I will take the damage from that. I highly recommend learning as a paladin to use cover. It only works on party members, but it is invaluable in many situations, especially if you have to protect the other tank or a healer. It has a range limit, so if you use it, you've got to be within range of whoever you've used it on. And we're reaching the point where the other tank is going to be taking threat. I'll try arm's length and see if, nope. Didn't attack me. Alright. This is what I mean by him jumping around. He likes to jump around and not get hit. If you're a ranged DPS, easy fight, you just have to reorient on him and continue unloading. If you're melee DPS, you gotta run around. He did. Be careful because they do have large AoEs when they go off. If you're able to pick up the shadow sprites, I recommend that you aim them towards the outer rim. So that they do not, crap. So they don't do that. I don't have... take a lot more damage than normal. That's okay. We're getting the boss close. It's worth checking out to see if you can interject Quake. I didn't think I could. I may have gotten it off too late. Alright, so he summons the portal. Run, jump in. Get sucked in. And we look to the skies. Here we go. Got this one. Goes. Sprint. Get over to the other one. Ah, thank you. Somebody else took it. Healer got that one. I'll let... So as soon as they kill the ethereal tear, we will be sucked into the other world. Like so. And now he's going to teleport around a few more times. Wrong button. Gabriella, stop running away. You're so close to being another notch on the belt. Alright. And that was the Chrysalis. So this should be the ending of, I think... Do we want Heaven's Eye? Take Heaven's Eye. Okay. Have to take care of some storyline stuff. But I think this was the end of 2.4. Yeah, 2.4. Oh, I wish I could... I wish whatever happened to my computer didn't happen so that I would still have it at the appropriate levels. I'm tired of the microphone picking up my keyboard. But if I adjust it differently, it doesn't pick me up. So... frustrating. One of my favorite mounts right there, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. Oh. What's over here? When we select to quit watching the scene, so I'm a quit later. That was somebody that we saw before. 4 people with Kieran mount. I think I actually know one of them. Oh, really? I don't like that. We should be able to go over that. Nice little dome over there. That's what, 3? 3 duties done so far? Got a few more to do before the night's over. Skip all of these, as has been the practice. Speak with Yida. Alright, Yida. What do you have to say? Ishtola. Just gotta check something. Okay. One thing I like is that the NPCs that you interact with in this game are... the changes that happen to them are not superficial. And it's not just like, oh, this is a one-time thing that you're being told about it. It actually affects the character. Whereas in other games, they just kind of like, oh, this happened, and then they forget about it in everything that comes later. So... it's as if Stephen Moffat were in charge of continuity. Don't know the reference. It's a British person that was in charge of Doctor Who for a while. And it seemed like every season, even some episodes in the same season, there was no continuity. All of his other programs, like Sherlock, like the universe reset after each instance, after each case. And a lot of his other shows, there were continuity issues between episodes. Now, if the show were something like Black Books, where continuity was not entirely required. Oh, you're back down there. Okay. If it were a show like Black Books where continuity was not required, then yeah, I could understand it. But if you've got something like Doctor Who, which has, you know, characters that span multiple seasons, storylines that span multiple seasons, enemies and whatnot, you don't just forget everything that was made in a previous season, all the characters that were character development too. And, you know, I'm not just talking about the Doctor himself, because, you know, it's known that the Doctor's personality changes whenever he regenerates. It's more a matter of the fact that once certain characters were removed from the storyline, even if they were part of that Doctor's continuity, they were forgotten. There was like no influence from them left in the character, left in the story. And that's what I did not like about his work on the show. It felt like almost every episode, every season was a new reboot. Whereas Russell T Davies, who did it before, granted a lot of the episodes were campier under Davies. Sorry, Russell T Davis. There were characters that would appear in one season, and they would appear again in a later season, and they would still be the same character instead of being a completely rewritten, revamped entity. I do have some. So that's how I feel about a lot of other games when it comes to storyline. They take the Moffat approach when they should be taking the Davis approach. Storyline matters. Storytelling matters. And if you just throw out everything that you've built up to, like, if you're developing a character over multiple expansions, and then all of a sudden the character has a complete and utter change of personality with absolutely no justification, it's kind of a fuck you to the fans. And I know some people will know what I'm referring to. Others may not, but Sylvanas is what I'm referring to. I may not play the game, but yeah, they gave her. I mean, they basically did a copy pasta from the Hellscream spawn and his really stupid storyline and gave it to her. And it's like, and it sucks because they hired a really good writer to do a lot of the story development, but they weren't in charge of the storylines. Some other idiot was in charge. So they had to write what they were told to write instead of, you know, actually fleshing out stuff. And here we are. This is going to be fun. Especially if these are new players that we get into the duty with. Wow, okay, I'm gonna have to close my door. I'll be right back 1 sec. Mum is deaf, so she listens to TV at high volume, and the microphone was picking it up. Can't really have that, can we? You know, everybody's entitled to their own opinion when it comes to stuff like that, but being a writer, being a storyteller myself, and, you know, actually having the ability to sit down and, you know, analyze storyline, analyze the text, look for continuity, that kind of stuff, it just doesn't sit well. And I'm not going to say that the storyline in this game is perfect. There are things that are plot holes that I recall my first time playing through, but at the same time, a lot of the things that I thought were plot holes are brought up again later and shown not to be. It's just that it was not important to the storyline at that point. Hi, Merrick. I want his sword. I want his outfit. There he is, in all his dragoon glory. And one thing that that I have noticed, and I don't know if it is just based upon my interactions in the game, but Alphanod and Alice, they use a larger model as they go through. Thank you for the consume liquid. But because they are like 14 in this, 13 or 14 in this part of the story, they're still like growing kids. I gotta go back to the Rising Stones. So they will gradually grow larger as the story progresses. NPCs that are teenagers actually have character growth in the literal sense, in that as you progress the storyline into later expansions, they're just slightly taller. In particular, Alphanod and Alice. Not Tataru. Tataru is gonna be forever short. Because that's what Lalafell are. Short potatoes. Emergency rations. Come on. I know the next... Oh, and guess who we have to talk to now? Playing this game, though, I think the scariest member of the Scions is Tataru. Because, whatever she sets her mind to gets done. And it doesn't matter what it is, she'll do it. Which is kind of scary. Hello, Slathborn. Taru. This is where I've got to protect you when you go mining, isn't it? Oh, nope. Recruit adventurers. A flying magical polar bear. I like that. Angular adventurer. Well, I suppose we're gonna be growing kids. There's only one way to stop them from growing, and I'm not gonna talk about that on stream. Maybe I will. Smoking. Stunts your growth. And a lot of other things. It stunts a lot of things. Welcome in, Majin. And sorry for the late welcome. My mind is elsewhere. Kind of. Speak with Alphanaud on the Royal Promenade. Oh, we're going back to Anlin. Ethernet. We want to go to the Chamber of Rule. A lot happens in this game. And I'm in awe of how many people are actually in the game right now. Cut the skip scene. And again. But yes, this guy. In Heavensward, I don't think there's much change, but by, Shadowbringers, he's probably up to where my character's shoulders would be. Back here. And I know in a lot of games that there's like, they will do a drastic change between character models. But they'll ignore stuff like, you know, height changes if a character's growing. Or it'll be such a drastic change that you can hardly recognize the character aside from them being called whatever they're being called. So it's nice to see, as I said earlier, actual character development. Beat the Dravinian forces at White Brim. Okay. almost to the Steps of Faith. It is one of the very rare trials that your main goal is basically not to really go after the boss. I mean, you go after the boss, but there's so many side things that you need to be paying attention to and doing that it's making sure everything dies the way it's supposed to die. You'll see. You'll see. It's a fun fight. There aren't many fights like it in the game because it's difficult for new players and it can be frustrating not knowing the mechanics. And even though it does explicitly spell out how you're supposed to do stuff, people still don't pay attention. You know how it is. When you reach this spot, you gotta press the A button. Well, we reached that spot and nothing happened. Did you press the A button? I didn't know I was supposed to. Okay. We've got a large dragon host. That we are going to have to deal with momentarily. I hope momentarily. Providence Point this time. Did the music just stop? Draconian Horde. Or is it Draconic Horde? I think it's Draconic. Draconian refers to historical figure Dracos, who was a... Dracos? It refers to somebody from history who had extremely harsh punishments for very simple crimes. Hence the way that we use the word draconian to mean a harsh or unfit law based upon the crime, or punishment to a crime. Horde Commander, you are not immune to my shield bash. I shall call my sword propaganda. But this enemy is not immune to it. Alright, now we go back and talk at the entrance to Foundation. Steps of Faith. Hey, thanks for the follow again, Haas. That's 3 times tonight. 4 times in total. Right, this is probably the last one. Here we go. Here we friggin' go. Steps of Faith. The final duty. Expansion. So basically, you have this bridge right here, which we cannot really access. Don't think we can access. Oh. Well, hey, look at that. Interesting. This is not the bridge that we are doing the event on. Way too small. But I like that we can get back here now. And there's the invisible wall. So we are just going to wait for the duty to pop. And then probably spend some time going over the fight. There's a lot to do in this fight. As a tank, your job is not to tank the boss. There are going to be ads. Lots and lots of ads. But with this, it'll be the final steps before going into Heavensward content. Which means new dungeons, new gear, and most importantly, I can go and get my heal. Well, in one level I can get my heal. It's a snowflake. And this mount is available for the next half day, I think. Alright. Come on. Please press accept. Alright, so we wait again a little bit longer. We're just waiting on the new guy. Hello, new guy. The Steps of Fate. Steps of Faith. I'm just talking over the fight with people. I will probably cut this part out. Okay, so they're old enough to possibly know. Okay. So, in this fight, the boss is going to be walking. This is a siege. Siege dragon, basically. This dragon wants to break down the gates. So it's going to be stuck at each gate. He's going to summon adds. You do not want to be directly beneath him. You do want to gather up everything and just have them right under about here, between the front legs. Because you want to have the cannons over here be manned by people, and nobody's manning them. Because when the boss gets up to them, you're gonna do that. Ah, I forgot my cardinal rule. I forgot to turn on tank stance. I was so intent on talking about stuff that I forgot. So, adds come out. Since there are no cannons to get, you want to so basically about right here is where you'd want to tank the adds when you pick them up, but ideally you want to have DPS manning these so that they can shoot and deal damage to the boss, because it will do more damage than players can do. But if you're too close to them, you will get killed when that goes out. We're gonna have another round of adds, I think. Important thing for this fight too is that if you die, you want to go back to the beginning and release, because it will be faster than getting a res, and you won't have res sickness, so you'll be at full capacity. Can I stun these? No, I cannot stun these. The boss will occasionally stun everybody. I will... I'm going to disengage from that, and I'm going to run up this tower. I am doing a DPS's job right now, because I'm the only one that has been here and knows the fight as well. So, when the dragon is positioned over this, not yet. Gotta wait for bulk of the body to be over it. Dragon Killer goes off, and it hits and does a massive amount of damage. I mean a massive amount of damage. I mean a massive amount of damage. The Beasts and the Wyvern don't think are tankable in the traditional sense, so you just have to kill them. You don't want to be standing in front of him when he gets to the wall, because the boss is going to do a frontal cone attack that will basically kill everybody that's there. And this can be a very frustrating fight. So this next section is one that you've got to pay attention to. Alright, it looks like we've got a couple people going for the cannons. Everybody is focused back there. Alright, so you see this tower right here, this orange tower. It's a snare. You gotta use that. So I'm hoping that Ulas will go up the tower. Marker, I'll... Oh! That is not a good thing to be doing. What I'm commenting on is the fact that they disabled the ability to set waymarkers while you're mid-combat. In this fight, you have to be able to set waymarkers mid-combat for people that don't know what they're doing. So, I'm gonna set that over there. Crap, we missed the chance for it. I'm trying to pay attention to everybody else. They're DPSing the boss, which isn't a bad thing. And that right there is a dodge. It just dodged the Dragon Killer. so we probably do not have the, I don't have the DPS to kill it. However, we want to prevent the Drake from throwing the barrels, because the barrels will also do damage because they're powder kegs. Okay. This is probably going to be a wipe, but that's okay. Bertha, we want to attack, disengage, and run to the snare. Now we've got to use the snare. Use the snare, please. Please use the snare. Yes. Barnaby, please tell me you can get there. Do it, do it, do it. If that goes off and it hits, we might actually do it. Alright. We're stunned for this, but we are also at the final gate. So, this still might be a wipe. There's not really much to talk about in this fight. It's a lot of picking up the adds, using the tank, the cannons, take out the adds so you can focus the DPS on the boss. We are going to just barely fail this, I think. And this is a common thing to have happen, is you get to the very last gate and it just comes down to like 2 seconds worth of damage. But we did it. Oh, I was expecting that to be a wipe. Not anything against the party, just what I'm used to with this. It is considerably easier. Good work to everybody, and wow. So yeah, to run over the stuff in the fight again, you've got dragon killers at the top of the towers. Flavian's arm, Sylvestral's arm, and Haldrath's arm. And the first one will go off without a hitch, as long as the boss is in the area that's right underneath where it's targeting. You'll see it from the tower. Sylvestral's arm, you need to snare. There are 2 snares. One person can technically run and do both of them, but it's dangerous because you'll be running through the area that is a one-hit kill if you get hit with it. And the same with Haldrath's arm. Yeah, if we hadn't gotten that last dragon killer off, we wouldn't have done that. But ideally, you want to kill the boss before it reaches this gate. But still, that was a good run. Five comms for that. It is one of my favorite fights in the game. just because there's so much that you have to do, and so much that you're not just DPSing the boss, you're actually, you know, trying to strategize to kill the boss. Rising Stones. Alright, let us go and visit the Rising Stones. And now we are going to be entering into Heavensward, because this was the final content, memory serves, before the expansion unlocked. I'm excited. I'm really excited to be here. Look for Tataru at her desk. She's not at her desk. Okay, this is when we do the, yeah. This is when I follow her around when she does her errands. When she does her errands, yes. I am our good Takwell. Oh, Tataru. It's also recommended to do a lot of the quests so that if you're looking for a quest NPC, okay. When you're dealing with retainers, sometimes you need to give them better gear so that they can go out and take care of stronger enemies. Because they have a minimum item level. See, where's actual armor? Custom-made cuirass. Gloves. Can actually give you a belt now. The reason you want to equip them with better gear is so that they can bring back more stuff. We shall assign a venture. Go. Field exploration, which is the long one. And this one, there are no requirements for it. But they'll return in 18 hours with something. What did they bring me this time? Brought me 2 animal hides. And some elegant bronze pieces. I should have given her a shield. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. Gotta wait 18 hours. I'm curious if my swords have sold on my other character. Now, one thing that's nice is you won't have an endless listing. If you assign one of your retainers to sell stuff on the market, they will sell stuff for, I believe, a week before they will unlist it. So if you go away and you aren't able to check the game for a while, your characters will stop functioning in that respect. So it keeps a lot of the defunct characters or the players that, you know, left the game from... It prevents them from muddying up the market board and keeping prices either too low or too high. I'm really hoping that the pain that I'm feeling from the after the root canal is not going to be permanent. I'm just hoping that, you know, it's the bone or what have you. Like the tooth may have been jostled a bit and it's just healing between the tooth and the bone. Right, so we want to go to Arcanist Guild. Because Tataru wants to be an Arcanist. Hello, Tataru. You're downstairs, aren't you? Let's do a quick check. No, she's downstairs. And then I gotta go back upstairs. Let's speak with Ubergeim. Ubergeim? Ubergame? Guildmaster. Observe Tataru's training south of the Zephyr Gate. There are important things that help the story move along. I want to go to Zephyr Gate. Taro is doing her best. But we're not going to watch what she's doing. And, you know, a part of me really wants to sit down and watch the storyline for this, but I'm skipping it because that's not why I'm doing this. Back in and talk with Supergeim. And if anybody has any questions, please feel free to ask. I am doing this specifically for teaching purposes. That and I'm enjoying it. Back to the Arcanist Guild. So Tataru is basically trying to find their place in the Scions. You know, while we're doing this, I may just queue up for a duty section before Amdapor Keep. Because I have gone through and explained Amdapor Keep before, I'm not going to be narrating it as I have before. Costa del Sol. Go to Costa del Sol. Ready. Come on, Tataru. I like the fact that I'm a quit later keeps showing up. Because it's always nice to do the quest with somebody else that's there with you. Especially when you're a tank. This guy's got some hit points on him, so I'm going to help get this one down first. Hopefully, they'll help me kill mine. If not, that's okay. We'll take a few minutes to get the party formed. And that is what I was hoping for, is they would be nice enough to stick around and beat down the dragon. Baby Leviathan. Okay, we are done with her section, I think. So we will need to go to Camp Tranquil. Continue that quest line until it returns to Minfilia. Addiston. Oh, okay. That is... the conclusion to one of the side quests. I think? No. That was the keep. Not the keep. That was Lost City of Amdapor. Going to enter into Amdapor Keep when people queue up for it. Hello, Scholar. What's nice is if you are at a certain step in the quest and you enter duty, you can return to that step in the quest without having to restart the quest. So something to keep in mind. There aren't many quests that you can actually fail in this game. Well, I kind of wonder how high a level you can go without doing any of the main story quests. Aside from those required to actually unlock playing the game. Now, because my gear is level 54, mostly level 54, when we start doing the dungeons post level 50, a lot of the gear will not be upgrades until I think about level 55. In checking my gear, I realized I need to repair. Gonna go up to Quarry Mill and repair. There he is. Traveling Armorer. Nope. Arms Supplier. Nope. Okay, there we go. Independent Arms Mender. And just from doing quests, we're at 600,000. So Gil gets obtained a lot. Just do the quests, you'll amass a fair amount of Gil. Now let's go check the high level area, see if there's anything that I need to kill. Is there anything back here that I've been tasked with dispatching? No Keds, no Lesser Kalongs, no Water Sprites. Fishing. Let's go find out what this scholar's after now. Without flying, a lot of this stuff would just go unnoticed. I'm glad we can fly in these old zones. Just killing. Right, moving on to the next section. Where is this guy going? Back Camp Tranquil. Oh, what do you have to say, Unsettled Scholar? Amphilia? Earth's Font. Wasn't expecting that. Gotta go the long way around. I'm actually surprised I haven't found a party yet. It's a Wednesday night. Am I going to be required to fight Odin? Okay, we're both back at Minfilia. There's Amdapor Keep. Alright, so this is purely for fun. Well, not for fun, but for getting the drop for the weapon. Relic weapon. Was saying I want to do it off stream, but I have not had the time. So, come in. That. Stun the crap out of him. Let them DPS him down. Run ahead. And of course, my anticipation led me to forget to apply tank stance immediately. Oh, this is going to be a fast run. These people have good DPS. It's a good thing we came in here too, because I've got to kill a few things in here. Mainly a few Dullahan. Let's check. Okay, they're in the 130 gear. They should be good. So with these guys dead, Gonna do what I normally don't do. And I'm gonna pull one of the Dullahans. Or not. We don't need to pull a Dullahan if we don't have to. Okay, stun. Yeah, we're gonna have to engage a Dullahan, it looks like. That's okay, these guys are doing great DPS. And it's just the one Dullahan. Yep. Alrighty. We killed the priest. Priest is gonna do a void call, summon the boss. Boss is gonna pop up. Get his ugly tentacled head into our world. And then we just melt him. Gonna cause that thing to pop up. My interject did not go off fast enough. Anchor. And that's the boss down. This place goes quick when you've got a good group. This does look like a good group. Oh, wait for my healer. Oh, I love when people know what to do. Okay. Here we go. Get a shield lob off on both of them. Run in here. Threat established. And we destroy. Probably didn't need to pop the cooldown there. Shield would have done just well. Right, we got another Dullahan in here that we're going to smack. Yeah, we don't need to pull all this into the next room. Normally you do. But we just needed to... Yeah, this is great DPS. So, walk in and immediately take a left. That avoids pulling that group over there. Get these guys with a shield lob. Come over, wake these guys up. And there we go. Dang it. Stay on me, guys. Stay on me. And I will admit, I'm taking this very sloppily, but I'm also doing it really fast. If you want to, you can actually avoid that group on the left. But you can't avoid this guy. Just move it. Just outside the door. It's dead. This boss is gonna go down like butter. Okay, move to the outside, move to the inside. Move to the outside. On the outside. On the inside. Stay in the middle. Hug the boss if you can. Nope, nope. Yeah, stay there. There you go. Yeah, and the boss goes down. Feed on everything, because we can turn those into seals. Wait for our healer. Don't want to go without your healer. Gonna guess Kursong's gonna get hit with an AoE from the succubus. They will attack anybody that's in the area, within range. I like to pull up to the next group. May have to do their shield lob on something. Yep. DPS while running. Why shield lob is better when you are in a dungeon to establish threat on something than just the basic AoE attack. The shield lob is your highest threat generation. Figures that the one that I didn't shield lob is the one that everybody attacked. It's kind of funny. This is probably the fastest I've gone through this in a long, long time. Even like unsynced, this is a good time. Well, unsynced back then, when 60 was max. Unsynced now, I just run to the boss. It won't matter because they die so quick. You can just melt them. Hey, if that one gets pulled, that one gets pulled. Always hang back and make sure everyone is with you as the tank. Especially when you are trying to bypass enemies that aren't normally bypassed. Now, originally you would tank him in the corner, with his butt facing this way, his head facing that corner. But, he's been a joke for a long time now. I don't even think he's going to get to his first Orb of Annihilation. Imminent Catastrophe, okay. Now that would have been a wipe. But it's not a wipe now. Oh, it was their first time going through. All right. So, that got us this. So we're going there, and we are going to be dropping that off with Rowena. I think they're going to send me to Wanderer's Palace next. If not Wanderer's Palace, then we will do Hydra. I want to get that duty out of the way before we embrace Heavensward entirely. So that's that's the main reason why I'm doing this. Okay. And I know I said no spoilers many times throughout this, but some spoilers have to be said. Regrettably. Because it'll just get spoiled by who you see if you're watching these videos. I'm trying to keep them to a minimum. Okay. Song of Tristram. Oh. I gotta slay things now. The Zaharak Lancers? The Zaharak Pugilists? Alright. We're gonna go do some killing. Since I am way over leveled, this is gonna go fast, I think. Right, we're coming down here. Keep an eye out for the Zaharak things that we're supposed to be killing. Archer is not one of them. Thaumaturge is. Yep, this will go fast. Now I know I've engaged that infernal beacon, but you can bypass it by just running away. When do I get? 74 is when I get my charge. That feels like it should be a lower level skill. This really does. Forgot I can look at them up on the minimap too. It's been a while since I've done quests. Lancer. There are breach beacons this far in. Okay. Got it. Don't need the fortune teller. That would be for a different weapon. See, back in the early days of the game, they thought that giving different classes different skills that were not necessarily of their type was a good thing. You had cross-class skills that you could do. And you needed to level up a secondary class in order to unlock the job. So it sort of shoehorned you in to having to do a different job, learn another class for 15 levels, which not the best concept. That's a holdover from Final Fantasy XI, and I'm glad they got rid of it. I'm gonna have to kill a pugilist and an archer, or we just smack the pugilist, and the archer ignores me. Nope, I got too close. So we're halfway done. Almost to the end of Zaharak. Then we just go out and kill the respawns. Don't need the archer. Need the pugilist and the thaumaturge. Total Eclipse Prominence. Now, when doing this, when the relic weapons were introduced, there was a lot of competition for these mobs. But the nice thing about this, if you tag the mob, you can still get credit for the kill. It's not a you have to have been the one that started combat with the thing. You just have to do, I think, like 15% damage to the thing. Sometimes you just need to smack it once. We're gonna finish this. Mount up, fly back to the entrance, and do a halfway run again. Pugilists, we need 3. Now, if you decide to do the relic weapon at a later date, like when you are severely above where you need to be, like you're getting it as a glamour, or something like that, then you can just tear through these quests like they don't exist. You can even unsync the Chimera and the Hydra fight and get credit. This is the last pugilists. No, we need 2 more pugilists. And 1 thaumaturge. The thaumaturge. Go back to Geralt, and he's going to send us on another mission. I think this is one where we have to have this equipped when we kill the Hydra. Which won't be an issue. Of course you would. Teleporting is really your best friend in this game. Alright, we have unlocked the Hydra. Southern Thanalan, Camp Drybone. Really should have done the Hydra sooner. That is alright. Your selection. Excuse me. Alright, so as part of the Hildebrand quest, you're going to get some elixirs, and with the elixirs you can unlock for yourself a minion. So you get 5 elixirs for that. Hang on to at least 1. We're going to accept the next one. We are going to run over here. Or not. Oh. I just suddenly started feeling horrible. half a case of vertigo. No, we don't want to go there. We want to go... Dona. Curious about this Haas person that followed me 4 times. If they're a bot... Well, clearly they're a bot. I'm wondering why. So when we get into Hydra, I'm going to explain, as usual, how it should be done, and then do it how it's done now. As you can probably guess, how it's done now is you ignore mechanics and just burn the boss. Also, it was quite fun trying to do a lot of the, Oh? For repurpose. Oh, I need to finish the Crystal Tower stuff. Okay. Finally has come that I need to run over and complete those quests. Alright then. Let's get ourselves over there and have some fun. Hey, that is a massive crystal tower. And so earlier in that dungeon, that is what we were basically going out to and climbing up. That is the body of the dragon that we fought at the end of the that dungeon. Oh hey, we gotta kill some of you. Let's kill some of you. Gigas Biku. Oh, we gotta kill 5 of these guys. Okay, so I'll swap weapons just to make it go a little faster, because... Yeah, the extra damage will help. But I gotta swap it back once we get in there. I think damage dealt... I would really like to know the formula for damage dealt in this game. Well, I'll kill them when I come back out. Let's equip the Cortana again. Enter the 8 Sentinels. Can't fly, but we can run. Come on. Give me the menu. There we go. You know, they really should have listed them as required quests for main story. That was a mistake on their part to list it as a complete side quest. And Relic Reborn Hydra. We have our relic equipped. And somebody backed out. Okay. We're gonna get these 2 kills. And then we are going to click on commence. Alright. A Relic Reborn Hydra. Right. So. Yeah, they're going to be main tanking. And I ran right into a... So, you want to tank the boss facing away from the group. You don't want to tank the boss in the middle. You don't want to be standing in the middle either. Because the boss is going to be casting Ball of Ice. And it lasts on the ground. Ball of Fire is the other one. And ads will be spawning not quite as detrimental as they used to be. Boss runs to the middle. You want to be directly under the boss because it casts Fear itself. If you are not directly under the boss, you get feared. It's sort of the opposite of a point-blank AoE. It's everything but under the boss. Ads will spawn throughout. As off-tank right now, it's my job to pick up the ads. But boss goes down relatively fast these days. Bob's your uncle. Need to go speak to Geralt again. Gonna send us into Wanderer's Palace, I believe. Wait. Yeah, we're gonna go take care of this first. Then we'll go deal with the relic. Alright. Done with that. Now we can go and speak to Geralt. I'm not a fan of putting everything out of the way. And it felt like everything with the relic was out of the way. particularly coming, and there was no flying back when this was a new thing, so you had to teleport in and run all the way here. I did it for 11 weapons. Okay, give the unfinished katana to Geralt. In a white hot ember in the bowl of embers is hard as paladin. Okay. Might as well. Ah, yes, hard is the one that requires 8 people. Extreme is the fun one. So while I'm waiting for this, I'm going to grab something to drink. I think I'll finish with the these 3 things and then move into Heavensward. Because it's going to make me go into Bowl of Embers, Naval, and the Howling Eye. Gather different items for each. Alternately, I could, ask for help. Okay, so I'm going to withdraw from this. Got a friend. Card, but we are going to open duty finder settings, undersized party, confirm. Gonna select Bowl of Embers again. Since we're going in an undersized party, means it's just gonna be 2 of us in there. And Noel is going to wipe the walls with a free. I mean, wipe the walls with a free. I mean, I don't even think we'll get a nail phase. Nope, didn't get a nail phase. But you still get loot. And I should have... Yep, now it's saying go to the Howling Eye. Howling Eye will go a lot faster because there's no invulnerability phase. Titan might be a little hard. I love this song. Yeah, there will be an vulnerability phase. Aerial blast. Oh no. "37 seconds. And now we go in for Titan Hard. For the naval. You know, I'm probably just gonna leave this section in on the tutorial part for the relic, because this is just kind of funny. It shows you how helpful having a friend that's max level and knows the fights can be. Now, Titan is going to be a pain in the butt because he still has to go through all his phases. So, yep. And now he's going to reveal his heart. Now it's just a matter of DPSing the boss down before the jail goes out. And boss is dead. Did they really? Okay, I thought. That was funny. Alright. So, after you do those 3, you get this. Talk to him. If you haven't bought it, you purchase the Radzad Han quenching oil from the vendors in Mordona. It requires poetics to purchase. And we have the first stage. You equip the katana, equip the holy shield, open arms. In order to receive the quest Up in Arms, you must be equipped with a relic weapon, Zenith. Alright, so you get the Zenith, you have to trade items to the furnace. So we are going to recommended gear. This is probably the easiest thing, and they decrease the amount of mist that you need to do this. So, for the next stage, you come and you trade your items, your weapons, to the furnace. If you're not doing a tank one, then you just need to do one item. Since I'm the tank, you need to do all of it. And then you talk to Geralt, and he puts you on the next path. And this is to further enhance. And this is going to be the Atmo Acquisition, I believe. This scene cannot be skipped. Okay. Then we click through everything. Yes, I will assist. Now can... Nope. Okay. So this is a part that I am definitely going to skip on stream. Probably. Receive the crest for Trail of the Braves. You need to be equipped with the relic weapon Atma. Alright, let's go and check. Talk to him. Participate in certain fates while equipped with a relic weapon. So while equipped with this weapon, actually looks kind of cool. Glowy. I have to participate in fates to get Atma. You need to get one of each Atma. They drop easier now, but that is the next stage of that. So now that we've finished, go to Korthus. So, no, we don't want to go to Korthus. We want to go to... So when it comes to gathering those items, I shall do it at my pleasure. At my leisure. No more bad puns. Just good puns now. So, the sword that I want is basically how this one looks, but it's blue. And that is Ermic's sword. Alright, now we can get this quest. Speak with Minfilia on the Royal Promenade. Go to Thanalin again. Ethernet. Oh, we want to go to the Chamber of Rule. And I believe this is where the crap hits the fan. Story-wise. A lot of stuff happens between the two. Between 2.5, I think, and 0.4, 2.5. Wherever we're at in the storyline. Let's just say if you've ever read Machiavelli, that's the kind of stuff going on. Looking around with a vacant look on my face. There are some fun cutscenes. Watch. And I suggest you do sit down and watch it. Because you are not speeding through everything just to get to duties, like I am. Those look kind of like baobab trees. Madagascar would be kind of fun to go to. Everything there just seems extremely alien because it's been an isolated, large, island. And it's isolated also in that a lot of it is above sea level, so stuff doesn't necessarily get transported as well through the normal means. Just me, or are those frogs saying useless? Right, we want to go to the Chamber of Rule. Cutscenes. Skipping cutscenes. Skipping all the cutscenes. Yep, this was the end of... It was the end of A Realm Reborn. Speak with Harshafont at Camp Dragonhead. Oh. So these honorary Caracals. One of the best ways to make Gil early on was to farm materials from them, because they would drop wool. You could sell wool for a lot, or you could use it to make stuff. I tended to be a use it to make stuff, so I used it to level. It took a lot of farming to do that. Okay, this is the final set of cutscenes. How do I know? Because it said, please set aside a certain amount of time for these cutscenes to play. I'm trying to skip them before spoilers show up on the screen. And... we have... entered into Heavensward. We're gonna get into Ishgard. And then we're gonna call it. That has been one hell of a day. Really good run. Fun all around. Welcome, my friends, to Ishgard. And now... I should be able to access quests that I need to improve my paladin skills. Want to be a machinist. So, what's the first thing you do when you come to a new city? You attune. Alright, my friends, that is where we're going to be calling it tonight. Thank you so very much for tuning in. If you're watching this on YouTube, I appreciate that very much. Ask any questions that you have down below. We're going to raid out, see who's online right now. And we're going to share some love. Oh, I don't get a chance to raid this person very often, so we're going to go over and show some love to Eggplant Dragoon. So, I will see you over there momentarily. I've been Sentient Dessert. This has been a fun evening. Hope to see you again in the near future. Take care of yourselves.